everyone, this is Randy Young, and welcome to a special program that we're putting together to kind of talk a little bit about some story that broke earlier this week about a possibility of a new Christian school sports conference is coming up. We wanted to take some time maybe to kind of clear the picture a little bit as to what exactly is going on, as it does involve folks here at Fayette Christian School. So we're glad to have with us, of course, Pastor Tony Garren and Rick Melvin, the principal and athletic director at Fayette Christian School. And we want to take just a few minutes, just kind of set some things straight. I think some folks maybe got a little ahead of themselves a little bit, but we're going to try to explain it so that everyone kind of understands what's happening. First of all, Tony, 5 years now I've been working with Nick at the Epiphanos Sports Network, and one of the things I've always heard for the last 5 years is, man, wouldn't it be great so we could get to school and get some area schools together and kind of form our own league. It looks like we're at least, in principle, one step closer. Can you kind of explain a little bit maybe some of the steps that you guys have had to go through to at least get to this point of it?
Right. Well, one of the things that we wanted to get a league closer is because we had to travel so much. We were traveling to Lima, Findlay, just a lot of traveling. We were trying to say there's got to be schools in our area that we can start a league so we don't have to travel so much. Because first of all, it's hard on the families.
Right.
It's hard on the students, and it costs a lot. So we're trying to really be conservative in how we play and how we do that. So we can help the parents, help our kids. And we do have several Christian schools right around this area that we're going to try to play this year. We're playing some. Rick will know more about exactly the schools we wanted to play, but it's really been a blessing to be able to see these schools. We've played some in the past. We have some new schools we're playing this year. The sports teams have come out. I'm excited for the sports program this year. Soccer has over 20 kids coming out, and so we're excited about that. Our volleyball girls, I don't know, we have just a lot of girls coming out. So we're really excited about this year. And this is just something that we want to make it easier for the parents and really try to build a league.
When you talk to some of the other schools, and like I say, a lot of times we was on the road with you and stuff, and we weren't snooping. We could hear you because you was doing a lot of it and talking in front of us. To some of the other guys, like, hey, have you ever thought about a league, putting something together and stuff like that? Obviously, there was some interest there to be able to at least get to this point.
Oh, absolutely. I think all the schools that are local, Hillsborough, Ross County, Adams County, some of those schools that we play, so man, it would be nice because they all play in other leagues too.
Right.
And it was like, man, I wish we could just play just 6 or 7 schools, have it right here, and have a league. Plus, I think we have one of the nicest facilities, and it'd be nice to be able to host them here and different things like that. And so we're looking forward to seeing what God would have for us.
Now, I know, Rick, you and I have talked on and off the last couple of days trying to get this all sorted out, so we make sure we kind of phrase it the right way so folks would understand. I kind of like the term that you use. This year is kind of being used as a soft launch for the possibility of this league maybe starting next year.
That's exactly right. So when I came on board last year as athletic director, I also inherited the scheduling. And so as I started calling around to different schools closer, I met some great individuals, and so within these schools, Wilmington, Ross County, Hillsborough, Adams County, got to know their athletic directors, and just posed to them, instead of every year reinventing our scheduling by just getting on the phone or email to schools throughout the state, wouldn't it be nice if we had some kind of agreement, maybe a league or a conference even, where we knew right away that we had a guaranteed 5 home games, 5 away games, and then we still had freedom to go beyond that and schedule other games. As you probably know, we are not OHSAA, so we do have a great deal of freedom to schedule with whomever we want, how many games we want, whatever scrimmages and practices. We have freedom there. So it was nice to even just begin talks with them. And as we worked to produce a schedule for this year, we came up with that idea of a soft launch. And even then in the fall, we're planning to host a McDonald's Invitational Tournament here for soccer and also for volleyball. And we're inviting many or most of those teams to participate and just see what it would look like for an end of the year tournament if we are able to get things in place to have that brand new conference next year.
I know one of the things that you and I talked about was the fact that some of these schools, especially Fayette Christian, is member of the BCSO, which you guys have won a lot of state titles, participated in a lot of tournaments over the years. Now, a league like this, a conference like this, how would that affect you guys maybe being involved with the BCSO?
The great thing about the way that the organization is currently set up is we have freedom and really autonomy to do our own schedule. And so we could play as many schools outside of BCSO that we want to. And every year, more or less, the BCSO is it's a tournament organization. And so we could still play and even host a BCSO tournament here, but also host a tournament for, or participate in a tournament for that group of Southern Ohio Christian schools.
People are saying, oh, well, okay, sounds like you got the schedules. Sounds like, a lot of people are out there talking about the league and stuff like that. Folks don't realize, though, there's a whole bunch of stuff's got to get done before this can be official. And I guess one of the big things is, Tony, you perform any kind of a league or things like that, is you got bylaws, constitution, who's going to run the league, and publicity and all that stuff, right?
Right. I mean, it's not just saying, okay, we're going to do it. There has to be some standards. Okay, there has to be, okay, what are we going to do? Who's going to run it? What's the board going to look like? What's the schedule going to be? How many games are we going to have? We're going to have 5, we're going to have 6. What are we going to do? What about the end of the year tournament? Is it going to be at one place? Is it going to be at many? So there's so many questions out there that we just need to walk through carefully and go and see what we can do. So this is kind of a soft launch to see and to work through these things with the different athletic directors and the schools. But we have good relationships with each of these schools, and there is that understanding that we are Christian schools. We want Christian athletics, and to put God first in all those things. But it's still sports, so we still have to go through and work all those things out.
Rick, I guess let's kind of mention exactly who is kind of a agreed-in principle that maybe want to be a part of this league.
Yeah, as far as we know so far, we're talking about Wilmington Christian Academy, Ross County Christian Academy down at Chillicothe, Hillsborough Christian Academy, Adams County Christian School, and then there's even one way down in Southern Ohio, Scioto Valley.
Oh, okay, that's a new one.
Yeah.
So, but again, I think we kind of figured, like even if you had like Wilmington to Portsmouth, you may be talking maybe an hour. Just a little over an hour of travel, which sure beats 2 hour plus drives. So, and that's the one thing I think folks need to realize is that the conferences, and it's just not here. I mean, we're seeing a lot of changes going on with the Ohio High School Athletic Association. A lot of schools are leaving, going to different conferences and stuff. But number one, right off the bat, Christian school is different in the sense that it's not like you guys got this big budget, for transportation, coaches' salaries, and all that stuff. In fact, that's one thing, people really should know that the people that are coaching, they're volunteers.
Yeah.
You're not paying these folks anything.
No. They get to work with us.
Yes, they get to work with us and get to appear on Epiphone Sports Network. I mean, what else rewards can they have? But what I'm saying as far as transportation, Tony, let's be honest with you, a lot of times you have to be the one that's driving the bus. How much it's costing to gas these buses up.
It does. And as diesel gets higher and those kind of things, but just the time too. I think the cost is there. But we're also an educational facility, and when we have the kids out during the week that late, that's tough. I mean, they have to. They're student athletes. They sacrifice for it, but we need to be careful with those things on how much we push to go so many distance. And if this comes to fruition, it will help so much. It really will.
Rick, have you guys actually had a chance to sit down and say, okay, but this month we want to get this done, or basically right now it's just let's get school started and get into it, and then we'll sit down and have meetings later.
That's what it is, and we've been able to establish a sports scheduling, but beyond that, we don't have a timeline.
All right, real quickly, while we got you here, there's been a lot of some expansion going on, trying to help out with some of the different areas of running an athletic department. I'm going to say it's almost becoming like the big schools. The number of responsibilities that you do have. And of course, Rick was mentioned before, even though you're the athletic director, you're also the principal school. So you've kind of did a little reorganization. Plus, we have some new volunteers that have come in and helped, especially in the fall sports. Let's talk about those folks real quick.
Sure, we're very excited for the folks that have agreed to come coach this season. And so as far as soccer goes, we have Heath Johnson. He was an assistant last year to Pastor Tony. And so Heath now is taking over the role of the senior head coach for varsity. Mm-hmm. And then also assisting him is Josh Miller. And Josh has helped with kind of a goalie and defensive specialties over the years. And so he's going to be his assistant. And then when we look to the volleyball, we have 4 brand new coaches to us. Some of them have coaching experience, but they're brand new to us. So heading up our varsity volleyball girls program, we have Lonnie and Mandy Nolt. And then for our junior high program, we have 2 ladies, Chelsea Baker and Jonna Big.
Yeah.
All right, so those names are all familiar. I know some of them have played in high school and things like that, so that helps as well. When you guys look at right now, as we're taping this mid part of August, and folks will probably be watching it hopefully on and off over the next couple of days, what is you guys' hopes and prayers concerning A, the upcoming school year for our students, and then B, the academics, that would go with academics, and then finally the athletic part of it?
Well, so for my part, I'll let Rick answer some of the others, but my biggest goal is as we have the students here, to course, teach them Christ. Mm-hmm. You know, understand why we're here is to learn, the academics, to do the very best job we can, to support our teachers, to encourage them this year as they teach. And we have a great staff this year. Looking forward to this staff. We had a teacher in service today. So excited about our teachers. Our teachers are excited. We've done a lot throughout the building this year. We got a new roof on. We did a re-parking lot. We had a new canopy in. We got a new security system in. So we have really excited about what God has provided, over $200,000 worth of improvement in the summer. And that's something I don't think in my years we've ever done.
Right.
And so we're excited about just the facilities and the safety for our students, and just the opportunity we can have with the parents. And sports is important. It's a small role, but it's important. And so we're looking forward to all of it.
I should have said academics / spirituality first, to be honest with you. Then the athletic part. One of the things I did want to make sure we emphasize real quickly, Rick, we'll talk more about later, is we talked about, the soccer program has done so well, and Tony's done a great job over the last couple of years, and he's taking over now. One of the big additions, though, could be that scoreboard. For me, that was going to be a blessing, so I don't have to keep telling Nick. Well, according to my watch here, I think we got about 5 minutes left. I understand a generous gift was given to help toward getting it hopefully put in before the season starts.
Yeah, our plan is currently, or we have the scoreboard in-house, and we're hoping to have it installed for our first home game. And it's going to be a wonderful addition to our field. Last year, we were able to improve our soccer field with the press box.
Yes.
And then this year is the scoreboard, and who knows beyond that. But certainly, God has been good, and our facilities continue to be top-notch and debt-free, which is a testimony to God's people and how generous they've been. And just we give glory to God for that.
Yep. And who was it that helped pay for that scoreboard? I want to make sure we get that noted there.
So our senior class of 2023 just graduated in May.
That's great.
They donated money to be able to purchase that for the school.
Well, there's a lot of good kids in that class, and I'll tell you, just doing something like that, I think, clearly shows that they've learned a great deal while attending Fayette Christian, because they're reinvesting back into the school for the kids that are coming up. Even if it's something like that, it's still something that those kids can play on the field and look at and say, hey, the seniors, they invested back into us. And, that just builds that alumni group over the years to come, the tightness that they could see that, kids don't just leave here. They want to reinvest back into the school.
Yeah, that's true, and it's interesting being here. As long as you see kids that have come to Fayette Christian School in our community, and it is a vital part of our community. And over the years, I think it's proven to be very helpful. Not only as the kids go out and very well prepared for college or whatever God calls them to, but it's very important for our community.
Well, it'd be ironic that the next year will be the 50th anniversary of the school, if I'm right.
That's right.
And that would be the big year. We'd have the brand new conference actually officially get started and all kinds of procedures. And of course, Epifano Sports Network will be here to cover that as well. Right. Don't forget, we have sports, Crusader Sports, coming up in just a few weeks. We'll be posting our schedule here soon. So check it out here on Epifano Sports Network and our Facebook page. Along with Pastor Tony Garren and Principal and Athletic Director of Fayette Christian School, Rick Melvin, I'm Ray DeYoung. Thanks for joining us for this special.